someone mentions the University of Utah, the first thought for many, football.
Now, one thing that Chris Hill, our athletic director, gives me credit for is getting us into the Pac-12, and I'll be happy to take credit for that.
So how does a doctor known for his research on the human brain have such a claim to fame? The Pac-12 isn't just prestigious because of the athletes. Pac-12 schools are known as flagship research campuses that blanket the West. That's where Dr. Lorris Betz comes in.
Any kind of research I really think is incredibly exciting and stimulating and creative.
In his 11 years as the head of the Health Sciences Department, Dr. Betz was in charge of running more than half the University of Utah campus, with duties not just as VP, but Executive Dean of the School of Medicine and Chief Executive Officer of University Healthcare.
In fact, I think at a university, the best job in a university is being a faculty member and teaching and doing research.
Betz's passion lies in cutting-edge research that can change lives. In the 1960s, he started work on a little-known area of study we now know as the blood-brain barrier, used today to treat and understand stroke and Alzheimer patients.
Because one of the things that happens in the stroke that actually causes death very frequently is that the brain swells. And the reason the brain swells is this blood-brain barrier is damaged. And so we were looking for ways to prevent or to treat the damage that occurred after a stroke.
Dr. Betz has always been passionate about helping his patients, but this medical pioneer was also a natural leader. Betz was first tapped as an administrator at the University of Michigan, then pulled to the University of Utah, where he realized a new passion.
And so suddenly what I enjoy is the successes of others that are around me.
His success as a doctor and administrator, he says, is due in large part to his wife, Anne, who not only put up with his years in medical school, internship, and residency, but his long hours leading the University of Utah healthcare system.
A job like this in administration at this level really is a partner sort of thing, and so she's been intensely involved in all of the things that I do.
Anne was also the inspiration behind a pet project of his at the university hospitals. She had a bad experience in the hospital which changed the way they did business.
And when the boss's wife doesn't have good experiences, you really need to pay attention to that.
Dr. Betz, acting as husband-in-chief, came up with a program called the Exceptional Patient Experience. It now focuses not just on the physical needs, but the mental needs and customer service experience patients deserve. Dr. Betz is also known as an architect of the U-STAR program, which stands for Utah Science, Technology, and Research. The idea is that universities stimulate their own state's economy with research and intellectual property and can be a key to marketing the state. He worked with the Utah legislature to secure $1 billion in funding for U-STAR. It'll be over the next 30 years, which now has an expected return of $5 billion to the state.
Lorris is an incredible leader, a very quiet person.
While Dr. Betz doesn't like to talk about his achievements, there are many who say his efforts have not gone unnoticed.
It's not a surprise that the fact that he's been able to lead so many people with what would arguably be considered big egos is because he has such a small one.
He was asked not once but twice to act as interim president at the university between 10 years of presidents. He made those transitions seamless on both occasions. Those who know him best, like Barbara Snyder, Vice President of Student Affairs, say his sense of humor helps everyone through the tough patches.
Loves to laugh, although very few people see him laugh because he doesn't show that side of himself very much. But he has an absolutely wicked sense of humor.
Helpful not just at work, but at home. He's a father of 2 and grandfather of 4.
Great person, a great colleague, wonderful father, tremendous grandfather.
In recognition for the time that
He's headed back to his home state of Michigan with his crimson red cowboy boots, but promises to keep Utah as his second home because he loves it here and he too is loved by many.